Trading the foreign exchange market carries high risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Trading on margin, utilizing leverage can carry an even higher level of risk that can lead to a complete loss of investment funds. So before deciding to trade the foreign exchange market or using any of our software alert products, you should carefully and diligently consider your personal investment objectives, level of experience, and risk tolerance. There is a possibility that you could potentially sustain significant loss. You should not invest any capital or trade that you cannot afford to lose. It is your responsibility to be aware of and understand all risks associated with foreign exchange trading and to seek professional advice from an independent certified financial advisor if you have any doubts. Auvoria Prime does not exercise trading authority over your trades. You and you alone exercise discretionary trading authority over every trade.
All right, welcome, everybody. Welcome. My name is Nathan Williams. I am the developer of the AIRO software. This is the AIRO 101 call where we will go over how to set up AIRO, how to set up your VPS, and then we will go over strategy number one, the foundation of the AIRO software, the bag strategy. All right. So if you're new, drop new in the chat. All right. If you're new, drop new in the chat. All right. So I know how many new people we got so we can get set up. And then, of course, if you have questions along the way, just make sure you ask the question around that time, around that area. We're going to always, all right, we got a bunch of new people on. Great. Glad to see it. I'm going to always stop after every topic. All right. What we'll go over first, we'll go over how to find everything on the website. So all the videos, how to set up your VPS, the actual VPS on the through the website. We'll talk about the RDP. After that, we'll go over setting up AIRO software on your actual charts, setting up the dashboard, walking through the dashboard, and then setting up and talking about strategy number one. So very simple. Should take us about an hour to get through this here. Not gonna try to keep you guys past that. I know some of you guys are probably watching the fight right now, but if you have questions, go ahead, ask in the chat. If you're not new, but you still have questions, wait until we get to the point where we're talking about the question that's relative to you, and then I'll come back. I'll make sure to answer that question before we move on. All right. So first things first, welcome. I appreciate you guys for supporting the AIRO software. A lot of people have been having a lot of success versus new versus old. Some experience, they've seen a lot of value in it, and they're making it easy to help others. All right. So where do you find everything? All right. When you log into AuvoriaPrime.com, all right. When you log in, you want to come up here to AP Academy. All right. AP Academy. All right. Once you select AP Academy, it's going to bring you to this page right here. You want to click on My First Steps. All right. And if I go too fast, guys, just want to make sure that we get this information out to everybody. This call is being recorded just like every Sunday call. So you can go back onto Auvoria Prime's YouTube channel and watch every Sunday video I've done and get the same information. All right. Just so you know, AuvoriaPrime.com, you can get the same information. I'm sorry, Auvoria Prime's YouTube channel, you get the same information. All right. So here's AP Academy. You want to scroll down and you want to go through all the videos in these 4 modules. All the videos. When this pops up, all this info up here will pop up. You'll have some of these up here, but not all of them. All right, this right here is Forex Basics. So if you're new to Forex, you can come in here and I recorded all the Forex Basics information under Forex Basics. Forex Intermediate will be dropping in the next 30 to 90 days. And then Forex Advanced will be dropping after that. So we're going to continue the education forward. All right, let's go back here. So make sure to fill out all these 4 modules. You got Forex Basics. You also see you have My Products. All right. You select My Products. Scroll down, watch the video from our president, Mr. Christopher Monian. Scroll down some more, and you'll see AIRO under Indicators. Select Access Setup Course. All right. Once you select that, it's going to bring you to this page here where you have every video about AIRO plus the VPS on here. All right. So you've got the overview of AIRO. You've got the setup and access your VPS videos. All right. You got how to set up AIRO, how to set up the AIRO dashboard, and 1 through 10 on the strategies. All right. Everything's here. All right. All the videos are here for you. So there's no excuse about not having information You know where to find it at. All right. All right. Let me stop, make sure I check the chat to see here real quick. Binary is not launched yet. So please don't ask about binary. We have not launched binary yet. All right. Everybody keeps asking. I know everybody's excited. It has not launched yet. June 17th. You will see all the information needed come June 17th. All right. Nothing about binary as of right now. There will not be anything talked about on binary until June 17th. We'll just continue to announce it, let everybody know it's coming, but binary is not ready as of yet. June 17th is the launch. All right. All right. Let's see here. All right. No more questions here. Let me share my screen again. All right. So back to the AP Academy page. How do you find your VPS if you have not gone through the video? You want to come over here, select these 3 lines right here in the top left-hand corner to open up your menu. All right. When you open up your menu, you come to AP Marketplace. All right. And from here, you go to Switch Tools. All right. When you go to, if you've done everything right, if you've signed in properly and selected your software, you'll see one of your tools is AIRO. If you have only one tool, you'll see just AIRO. If you have multiple, then you'll see AIRO plus whatever other tools you may have. If you don't see this at all, you'll see a blank box. Select your VPS, your software, go to the list, scroll to the very bottom and select AIRO. It's going to take you about 30 minutes to an hour before the company creates your VPS. It takes about 30 minutes to an hour to create your VPS. All right. If you've already done so and your VPS is already created, then you just want to select Launch VPS. All right. From Launch VPS, it's going to bring you to the Auvoria Prime Connect page. All right. From here, you come down to VPS accounts, select the drop down, select your access pass. It's going to bring up your password. Do not give this password out to anybody. I'm using a dummy account, so it doesn't matter what password you use. I don't really care. Somebody can use a password to log into my VPS. They're only going to see a demo account. It's not attached to my real account. All right. It's only attached to my demo account. I do that to make sure that I can actually be able to walk you guys through the process. All right. So let's close that out. When you've gone into your Auvoria Prime Connect, it's your access pass. You're going to see 4 tabs here, 4 buttons. Connect to your VPS. This is how you connect to the VPS through the website. Connecting to your VPS through the website is not recommended. Can you do it? Is it functional? Yes. However, the user experience is better if you use the RDP. RDP stands for Remote Desktop Connection. All right. Remote Desktop Connection. All right. You want to use that. That is the that's highly recommended for a better user experience. You're going to have a full picture. Your picture quality is going to look better. And there is very little lag. All right. So you don't have to worry about all the freezing and the lagging. All right. So connect to your VPS. Reboot. There's 2 ways to reboot your VPS. Here on the Auvoria Prime Connect page, and then inside your VPS. And I'll show you where that's at. And then, of course, if you close out your window with your password, just select vPassword. You see it again here. So let's go ahead and copy that. I'm going to show you guys how to log in through the website, just so you know how to, but I'm not going to use it because, again, it is not recommended. All right. So simply put, connect to VPS. Select connect to your VPS. Mine's already logged in, so let me reboot my VPS so it can log me out. All right, select my access pass. I've already got that saved. Let's go with connect to your VPS. So once you've logged in, if you log back in, it'll typically log you back straight back to where you need to. But if you log in for the first time, or for some reason you rebooted your VPS, you're gonna have to log in. So it should bring you to a, let's give it a chance here to update. There we go. Bring you to this page here where it shows you the date, time of the server for the virtual private server. All right. So the VPS, what is a VPS? It is a computer in the cloud. The beautiful thing about it being in the cloud is it never goes to sleep. So when AIRO sends you out those signals, those notifications, it only sends it out if your computer is awake. That's why having a VPS is so beneficial, because it's always running. Therefore, it will always be sending you out the signals, the alerts to your phone or your tablet, wherever you want them to go. We'll walk through how to get through that. So first thing you want to do is do not push Control-Alt-Delete. It won't work. All right, you need to hit this button right here. All right, the VPS has been locked down for security purposes. All right, it's been locked down to ensure that the software is protected, and it's been locked down to ensure that your account is protected from anybody trying to hack into it or trying to access it maliciously. All right, so the VPS is locked down to that certain, people cannot access your VPS without direct, access to your account with your password. All right. So instead of pushing Control-Alt-Delete, you just hit the button, send Control-Alt-Delete. Brings you this page right here where it says Trader. All right, you can't paste your password in there. You have to put it into this white box up here in the top right-hand corner. Once you paste it in there, you see it pops up down here. Hit the little arrow right here, and it's going to take you to your VPS. Bada bing, bada boom. There we go. You see this as AIRO. This is for your MT4. You double click that to open up your MT4 with the AIRO software pre-downloaded on it. All right. You can see right here, the reboot button's here. All right. Let me close that. The reboot button is here. So you can reboot your VPS, like I said, from inside the VPS. When you're rebooting, to get the effective reboot, you want to reboot from both places, here and here. All right. Also, after you reboot, you want to make sure you do a Windows update. All right. I recommend doing this when the market closes. The Forex market closes on Friday at 4 p.m. Central. All right. So when the market closes between then and when the market reopens on Sunday at 4 p.m. Central, reboot your VPS from both areas and do a Windows update to make sure your computer is up to date. Because remember, it's a computer in the cloud. All right. Once you double click on this right here, it's going to bring you into your what? Your VPS. I'm sorry, your MT4. As you can see here, it's not a full picture. See the screen? Smaller. All right. Quality is not as good. This is because you are logged in to your VPS through the website. Not recommended. But I want to walk you through how to do so. All right. Let me stop to see if there's any questions. We got any chat here. All right, somebody missed where to connect to the VPS. So, all right, guys, please pay attention. Repeating myself only slows down the process for everybody else has been here on time. All right, to connect to the VPS, connect to your VPS. All right, you simply come to AP Marketplace, switch tools, launch VPS for your AIRO software. Select the drop down, select Access Pass. Here it is, connect to VPS. All right, that's where it's at. All right, so now that we know how to do that, no other questions. All right, let's go over the remote desktop. If you have a Windows-based computer, Microsoft Remote Desktop is already built into your computer. Just search for it. If you have a Mac like mine, you have to download Microsoft Remote Desktop. All right. Give me a second. I'm gonna pull up the app. I'm gonna put the picture, the icon of the app, so that you know what it looks like. All right. This is the icon for the Microsoft Remote Desktop app if you're downloading it from your app store. All right. So you go to App Store, it's free to download. All right. Once you download it, it's gonna look something like this. All right. As you see here, this is what it looks like. You can see I'm logged into 4 different VPSs. My personal one, 2 for the company, and then another personal one. I got 4 different VPSs. You can log to as many as you want. All right. this looks slightly different than the one from Microsoft, the Windows version one, but they're relatively the same. So to add a new one, you need a little bit of information. All right, so let's go to the website. Let's go back to the website to get that information. Here, back on the Auvoria Prime Connect channel or page, you want to select Remote Desktop Connection, and you get all this information right here. Username, IP address, password. Do not share this with anybody. Again, I'm sharing it because mine goes to a dummy account that's attached to a demo account. I'm not worried about it. I'm doing this for demonstration purposes only. That's why I've got other VPSs so that I can actually trade with and not have to worry about it. Do not give this information away unless you trust that person and you need their help. All right. Now, once you have this information, you're gonna need this to log in. All right, let's go back to the VPS. For here, you want to hit plus for new. All right, let me share the screen of the new. So there we go. Here's what it looks like when you select new. Connection name, I just call this AP. All right, PC name shows host name or IP address. Here's where you're going to paste the IP address in here, the whole thing. All right. Next, username, that's going to be trader. All right, just like it has on the where I just showed you. And then the password, paste the password in there. Don't type it in, paste it. It's easier because it is case sensitive. All right, so you make sure you have your connection name, whatever you want to call your VPS, like the nickname for your VPS. I call mine AP or AP35. Next is your PC name, which is your IP address. That is your computer. All right, that's in the cloud. It has an IP address. It's how you connect to that specific account attached to your account with AP. So paste that in here. Username, you can paste it if you want to because it's there, trader, or just type it in. And for password, paste in the password. All right, once you're done, and I'm gonna delete all this because I already have mine set up. If you have a Mac, just hit the X button. All right, if you don't, if you have the the Windows, I believe just hit save. When you do, whatever you nickname it, it'll pop up here. So mine will pop up here as AP. And then all you have to do is just double click and log into it. All right, let me switch screens so you guys can see it real quick. There you go. Looks just like what we just left off, right? It's the exact same account. The only difference is it's a full screen and the picture quality is better. But it's the exact same thing. Remember, this is GBP USD H1, nothing on the chart, and the screen wasn't even full. But now you can see it's a full screen, picture quality is better. All right. All right, that's how you log into your virtual private server. Real simple stuff. All right, so let me stop sharing, see if there's any other questions that are relative right now. How do I change the colors of the candles? We'll go over that when we get to the charts. All right. Nothing else? All right, great. So next, let's go back in here. So first thing I want you to do is to first thing you got to do is log into your broker account. You should have already gone to a broker and started an account. Whether it's demo or live, it doesn't matter. All right. And the first thing you would do is you need to log in, because even though you may be logged in on a MT4 somewhere else, you haven't logged in MT4 on this virtual private server. Therefore, you need to log in. All right. So to do so, you hit File, Open an account. All right. You want to scroll down here, hit the Add New Broker, because if you have never done it before, it's going to be blank here. You select Add Broker. You type in your broker's name. Let's see. Once you type it in, you then hit Scan. All right. Type in your broker, hit Scan. Once you've done that, it'll bring up the broker. So let's say I pick Trader's Way. It's going to bring up Trader's Way Demo, Trader's Way Live, Trader's Way Live 2. When you receive your email from your broker with your account information, they're going to give you 4 pieces of information. Number 1, what server is your account on? Is it on the demo server, the live or live 2 server, or whatever they call it for your broker? It's going to tell you what server your broker, your account is on. Number 2 is going to tell you your account number, which is your username. All right. And then number 3 and 4 are the same. Or not the same, they're different, but they're the same because there's the password. But there's a investor password and a trader password. The trader password is for you and for you only. That allows you to make trades on the account. The investor password is for your friends or family, somebody that you're okay looking at your account. You give them an investor password, it's read only. They can only see it. They can't trade on the account. They can only see the account. All right. So never give anybody out your username and your trader password. If you give it out, give out your username plus your investor password. All right. So let's say the server is Traders Way Live 2. I make sure I highlight it blue. I hit next, select existing trade account. I type in my login, which is my account number, and my password, which is you guessed it, trader password. Once you've done that, you hit finish. I'm already logged in, but that's how you log in, all right, for the first time. Once you've done that and you hit OK, so you hit finish, all right? If you are successful, all right, because remember, with the password, it's case sensitive. So you want to put it in exactly the way they have it, all right? Once you put it in correctly, you see this down here, it goes from disconnected, all right, to, you see red and green bars here, and it tells you how many kilobytes your speed is, all right? Plus, when you log in for the first time, you'll hear that it says, you've got mail, just like the old AOL sign, the AOL notification every time you get a mail, an email. All right, that's what it'll say. You got mail, and then you'll see this right here pop up with the kilobytes telling you that you're logged in. That's telling you how fast your connection speed is. If you have not connected to your account correctly, it'll say disconnected or something around that lines, and you won't be able to do anything. So you want to make sure you log in correctly. Most of the issues people have are they're not putting their password in correctly, all right, because it is case sensitive. All right. Once you've logged in, though, you're good to go. Let's check real quick. Any other questions? Why do I have to enter a password in every time, even if I have clicked remember my password? I don't know. I've never dealt with that, so I'm not really sure why you have to log in every time. If you're switching back and forth between accounts, you have to log into your new account. So you can't be logged into more than one account on your MT4 at a time. So if you switch accounts, it's going to make you re-log back in. That's the only thing I can tell you. Outside of that, I'm not too sure. I've never had that issue before. All right. Let's go jump back on the charts. All right. So now that you've logged in, first thing I need you to do is to make sure you have everything you need. So the first thing you need to do is to pull up a chart. So hit the underneath file, you got this white board and green plus sign. That's create a new chart icon. Select that and pick any pair. It doesn't matter. All right. When you pick it, you'll have the pair here. All right. You have the pair here. So when you pick it correctly, first thing I need you to do is come over to this icon right here. This is the templates folder icon. Right here, templates folder. Select that and make sure you have AIRO and blackout underneath your templates folder. You can see I don't have AIRO and I don't have blackout, which means you need to submit a ticket on the website, letting them know you don't have it so they can actually fix it for you. Or you can talk to them through chat. All right. To submit a ticket, let's go to the website so I can walk you through how to do so. So here on the website, close this out. You need to come here to the side, the menu over here. You want to go to support at the very bottom. All right, scroll down and go to submit a ticket. All right, support and then submit a ticket. All right, so if you don't, again, I repeat, if you do not have AIRO or blackout in the templates folder, you need to submit a ticket. All right, you need to submit a ticket. They will fix for you as soon as you submit a ticket. Pretty fast turnaround time frame. All right. I don't have it on here. Remember, I got two accounts. I've got one without it, so I can demonstrate what it looks like without it. I got one with it. All right, so I'm gonna stop sharing. I'm gonna open up my other account that has it on there. Share my screen so you guys can see this one here. Remember, I had AP and AP35. We're logging into the AP35 account. All right, so as you can see here, different chart, Euro GBP H1. But if I click on my templates icon here, you can see I have AIRO and blackout. This is what it looks like when you have both AIRO and blackout. You must have those. You don't have them, submit a ticket. All right, next, check to make sure you have the AIRO dashboard downloaded as well. So underneath charts, you have a gold folder and a gold star. Click on that icon, and you'll see this little menu pop up right here. This is your navigator. On your navigator, go to Expert Advisors. Hit the plus sign next to Expert Advisors, and you should have AIRO Dashboard should be number one. AIRO Dashboard. You should have that underneath your navigator. All right. All right. So now we got that out of the way. You got that there, you're good to go. All right. Stop sharing, check the chat, questions, nothing. All right. We shall proceed. We shall proceed. All right. All right. So we're at the halfway mark. What we're going to go over right now is putting AIRO on the chart and using AIRO. I'll go over the basics of what AIRO is and what every aspect of AIRO is, and then we'll go over strategy number one, and then we'll go over how to set up the dashboard, what the dashboard is, and how that works, and then we'll be done. All right. So here's the chart. All right. To add AIRO to the chart, because the dashboard allows you to monitor more than one pair on multiple time frames. But there are some people that don't really care about this. They only trade one pair. They only trade gold. They only trade NAS 100. They only trade, Euro USD, whatever the case may be. That's fine. All right, that is fine. So if that's the case and you don't care about the dashboard, then what you do is come to the templates folder here, select AIRO. That's it. That is it. Nothing more, nothing less. All right. Now to go over AIRO real quick, as you can see here, AIRO is a visual aided indicator, all right, that allows you to see where the markets may be, what the market is doing, and give you the opportunity to have a setup for a high probability chance of knowing what direction it's going to go. I'll explain what I mean by that. So you can see here, from a visualization standpoint, you got green zones. Let me zoom out here. You got green zones and red zones. Green zone, 3 red zones. The green zones represent support or the floor. Red zones represent resistance or the ceiling. All right. If I take a ball and I drop it on the floor, it's going to bounce off the floor. It's going to drop, hit the floor, bounce back up. If I take that same ball and I throw it at the ceiling, it's going to go up, hit the ceiling, bounce off. That is all price does every day, all day. Hits the floor, bounces off. Hits the ceiling, bounces off. Hits the floor, bounces off. Hits the ceiling, bounces off. All day long. All right. The beautiful thing is when it's bouncing off the floor or the ceiling, you'll typically get an arrow in the opposite direction. So it bounced off the ceiling, got an arrow, it dropped. The arrow gives you identification or the opportunity to enter a trade at a specific time, all right, that can potentially allow you to be successful in that trade. All right. There are rules that go to it, so we'll talk about those. All right. That's what the arrows are. There's 3 types of arrows. The arrows, even though they all look the same, there's 3 reasons why they pop up based on my proprietary strategy. Number 1, if the trend has confirmed to change into a specific direction, if the trend has a pullback and then a continuation, so it's a continuation arrow, so the trend is continuing. And then number 3, if there's a counter trend, all right, so if there's an opportunity for a counter trend trade. Those are what the arrows stand for right there, all right? Next, you see that, let's go look at the default chart. Let me go take arrow off real quick. So we take arrow off. You see here what the chart looks like. All right, if I put arrow on, this is what you see. All right, so I've coded the software to color all candles to help you out with the visualization. If price is underneath the blue line, which is the moving average, it's going to be red for the most part. And if it's above the blue moving average, it's going to be green. That helps you to identify the trend. Below the moving average and red, it's in a downtrend. Above the moving average and it's green, it's in an uptrend. All right, helps you to identify that. The moving average. When price is going up, moving average is going up. When price is going down, moving average is going down. Another visual. All right, another visual to help you. When you enter into a trade, you want to enter into a trade. Let's say we enter into a sale here. Price rejected the ceiling here, bounced the opposite direction, got an arrow. The arrow is pointing to a red candle, and it's underneath the moving average. Red identifies downtrend. Below the moving average identifies downtrend. Therefore, giving you the opportunity to enter the trade successfully. As you see here, it was successful. Drop. All right. These gray shaded areas that happen every day. This is the money zone. All right. What is the money zone? The money zone is the time where over 80%, all right, 80% or more of all money is traded during the money zone. So as we've heard, the Forex market is a $7 trillion a day industry. Well, over 80% of it is traded inside the money zone. You can see outside the money zone, price doesn't move too much. Up and down, but kind of sideways. Inside, big moves. Outside, not so much. Inside, big moves. Inside, not so much. Outside, not so much. Inside, bigger moves. Because there's more volatility. There's more money in the market inside the money zone. All right. So you want to trade when the money is trading and in the direction the money is trading. All right. Lastly is the arrow pips here. You see with the 0. This is the pip counter. All right. This is the pip counter. All right. So if I enter into a sale, right now it says arrow pips 0. Now you see it says arrow pips -1. You see Euro GBP -1. So I'm in a Euro GBP sale and I'm down 1 pip. If I hit buy, you see now I'm in a Euro GBP buy and I'm down 1 pip. And then overall, I'm down 3 pips. This allows you to monitor all your trades on one chart. So if you're looking at another chart and you throw arrow on it, you can see the other chart and where your trades are at. If it's red, that means this trade is in a sale. If it's green, and I'm talking about the symbol, so Euro GBP is red, that means that's the sale. That's down 2 pips. The Euro GBP buy is down 1 pip. And then overall, I'm down 3 pips. So this right here will track the number of pips you are up or down. And then underneath it, you'll have each individual trade, and you can tell if they're a sell or buy based on what color the actual symbol is. All right. There's a demo account, so I don't really care. I just put those trades on for you. I'm gonna close these out like that, and you can see, bada bing, bada boom, it's back to arrow pips 0. All right, pretty cool little feature. Let me check the chat before I go to strategy video, before I go to strategy number 1. In the beginning, is it better to follow one pair or multiple? In the, whether you're in the beginning or not, I tell people all, it is beneficial to be able to, master one pair. If you can master one pair, you really, really, really get good at trading one pair, maybe two as you get more experience, but at least one pair. That then does what? That allows you to know when the best time. If you know all the ins and outs of that pair, you know the best time of the day to trade it. You know how to trade it. You know when it's in an uptrend, if you're going to buy. You know when it's in a downtrend. You know where the fake outs are at. You just know more about that pair and can make a better decision on entering trades. And when you can get very good at trading one pair, it then allows you to be able to put bigger lot sizes on. You actually can over leverage when you're very, very confident because you trade this one pair. I trade GER30 a lot. It's my favorite pair right now. All right. I really only concentrate on 8 pairs. 8. Now I'm a little more experienced. I've been trading in the financial markets for 14 years. It'll be 15 years in July. And I've been trading Forex 5 years. It'll be 5 years in July. All right. So I've got a lot more experience. And I only trade 8 pairs. Those are the ones I concentrate on. I can take trades on anything, but I mainly concentrate on 8 pairs. 6 are the Great Britain pound pairs. So collectively, they're the same. They have the same currency base, which is the Great Britain pound. I study those. There was 1 year or 2 years where I only traded the Great Britain pound, Japanese yen, GBP, JPY. And I learned about all the other GBP pairs that go with it. There are a total of 6 GBP pairs. And I learned all their strategies, time-based breakout strategies. I learned how the news affects them. I learned about new, highs and lows, certain numbers on the chart that, price points, that are significant and why. So I learned a lot, and therefore I became more consistent at trading these versus anything else. So that's why I concentrate on those 6. The next 2, one is gold and one is an indice, which is GER30. That's what I focus on. I do trade trades on others. I would, we'll take some on crypto. We'll take some on other Forex pairs. But those are the 8 that I concentrate on because I know them a lot better. And we have a higher winning percentage. If you guys go back and watch the AP YouTube channel and watch the live trade sessions, you'll see right now we have over an 85% win ratio on the London session. So since the inception, since I started doing this back in November, we have won over 85% of our trades. And the majority of our trades come from GBP pairs. All right. So that's what I recommend. Again, you can do what you want. You may be the exception. You may be good at trading multiple things early on. I was taught differently, but it's just sound rules. I mean, if you can master one thing, you don't need anything. If your goal is $1,000 a day and you're really, really good at trading, AUD USD, then trade AUD USD, use a larger lot size, go make $1,000 and be done for the day. That's it. All right. That is it. Please advise about stop loss hit most of the time. I don't know. I can't advise about that because my stop loss doesn't get hit most of the time. I just explained to you we win over 80% of our trades. So mine doesn't get hit most of the time. If you follow the rules, you should be winning more than 80% of your trades. All right. All right. I see your question about candles, changing the colors. We will get to that when we get to the charts. It's not part of what we're talking about at the moment. So we'll get to that when we get to the charts. All right. All right. So let's go back to the charts here. So strategy number 1. All right. You want to go to the M15 chart. It's right here, M15, minute 15 chart. All right, the minute 15. All right, and the strategy is the bag strategy. Bag strategy. All right, so the bag strategy, you guys think of bag, you think of get paid, get money. Bag to me, and for the strategy, stands for bounce, arrow, go. So there are 3 simple rules to this strategy. Number 1, zoom all the way out, count your zones. You have 5 red and 2 green. If you have more red zones than green zones, you are looking for sales only. If you have more green zones than red zones, you're looking for buys only. All right. We have more reds. So we're looking for sales only. All right. Next, only take trades inside the money zone. All right. So inside the money zone, inside the money zone. All right. That's rule number 2. Rule number 3, only take bag entry trades inside the money zone in the direction of the trend. So we know the trend is down, so we're looking for sales. We know the money zone is here. Now, what's a bag entry? Like we talked about, bounce, arrow, go. So if we're looking for sales, like the example I gave with the ball, you throw it at the ceiling, it hits the ceiling, it bounces down. We want price to bounce off the ceiling, head down below the moving average, turn red on the candle, give us a down arrow. When that happens, right here, we put an arrow, we put an entry in for a sale right there. So when the arrow pops up, and again, some people think it's late. When the arrow pops up, this candle is going to be closed and the new candle will form. That's how it works. The arrow only pops up when candles are confirmed to be heading in the momentum or the direction of the trend. Because this indicator, the arrows pop up based on the momentum of the strength of the trend. All right. So you'll put the entry right here on this next arrow. Your strategy as far as take profit and stop loss. Stop loss is 40 pips way up here. You can see it never went more than 3 pips. And then take profit is 20 pips. And you can see this one dropped 25 pips. Stop loss 40 pips, take profit 20. Some people also like to use less than 40 pip stop loss. That's fine, as long as you know what you're doing. All right. And they would put their entry right here. All right. Their stop loss would be previous high right here. And then take profit 20 pips. But previous high, or if they're in the buy, previous low. That's fine as well if you know what you're doing. All right. I recommend the 40 pip stop loss for 2 reasons. Number 1, you want to give the pairs you're trading some room to move because they're going to pull back sometimes. Price never goes directly to take profit. Never. Not even with software. No expert advisor, no strategy is going to never have drawdown. This doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. All right. You will have times where price goes the wrong way before it goes the right way. All right. Next, it's also there from the standpoint of ensuring that people are not over leveraging their account. You don't want to be, I recommend using a 0.01 lot size for every $100 in your account. 0.01 lot size. All right, that's what I recommend. All right. So we got $1,000. You're using a 0.1 lot size. All right. That is the bag entry. There's 2 variables in here. All right. When you enter into the trade, you want to make sure that there is not another green zone. So if you're in a sale, you don't want to see a green zone with closer to 20 pips. So this is a green zone right here. You measure it and see. As you see here, I got my crosshairs out. This tool right here, my crosshairs, I can put here on my entry and I can pull the line down and you can see there's 3 numbers. So you see here, there are 3 numbers on there. The first number says 29. That tells me from this point to this point, all right, I'm measuring 29 candles backwards. Or if I go this way, it says 52. I'm measuring 52 candles from where it started to where I've got my chart at. My crosshair at. The middle number tells you the number of pips. This one says 217. That's always going to be in points. So always take off the last number and you get your number of pips. It's really 21.7 pips. All right. That middle number is going to always be in points. So you want to always divide by 10. 217 divided by 10 is 21.7. That is 21.7 pips. And the last number there is just price, whatever price is based on where your crosshairs is at. All right. So if I put this here to here, do you see here? that if this was a green zone there, it says 87. 87 divided by 10 is 8.7. That means what? That means the green zone, if this was a green zone, is less than 9 pips away from my entry. Therefore, I don't put an entry on. I'll leave it alone. All right. You want to make sure that if you're in a sell, that there is no support for 20 pips or more. If you're in a buy, there is no resistance. All right. No red zone for 20 pips or more above you. All right. All right. And there's 3 reasons to get out of a trade. 3, only 3. Number 1, you hit take profit. Number 2, you hit stop loss. Number 3, you're in the trade and an opposite colored zone pops up. So if you're in a sell, the green zone pops up. If you're in a buy, red zone pops up. It's always opposite of the zone you bounced off of. So you bounce off a red zone, you don't want to see a green zone. You bounce off a green zone, you don't want to see the red zone. Those are the only 3 reasons you take a trade. So you exit the trade. And just so you know, you do not take every arrow. There are people that are not following the videos. There are people not getting on this call. There are people not even listening and paying attention to the live sessions. You do not take every arrow. That is not the rules. Follow the rules, and you'll see that your probability is higher. You have a higher win ratio. All right, follow the rules. It's been proven by a beta test group. There was 43 people in the group before the product was live for customers, all right, to use. They proved that you follow the rules, and at least a beginner, you're going to win. At least they were showing 85% of the time. And as you're more experienced, you win even more. Follow the rules. All right. All right. Someone asked about. We'll get ready to go to the dashboard next. Somebody asked about changing the colors. You can't. You can't change them. That's built into the software for red and green. You can't change the colors. All right. Now, if you want to talk about the colors on a naked chart, as we call it, with nothing on it, then yes, you can change the colors. Of these, you right click on the black of the screen, you come down here to properties, and here, bar up, bar down, bull candle, bear candle, you can change all your colors right here. All right, again, right click on the black of the screen, or if you have a Mac, 2 fingers, come down to properties, under colors, you can change your colors here. But if you have AIRO on, AIRO already has everything built in as far as the colors. Red and green, that's the color scheme. All right. Stop sharing. I'm going to take a look real quick here. Is the bag strategy only executed on the M15? No, you use bag strategy on any time frame. All right, any time frame. If you're on the H1 and higher, those are the only time frames I recommend that you don't have to worry about trading inside the money zone. All you have to do is worry about looking at the trend, more red than green or more green than red, and then trading with bounce arrow go in the direction of the trend. That's it. You don't have to worry about the money zone with the H1 or higher time frame. So H1, H4, so forth and so on. You don't have to worry about those. All right. Anything below H1, then you need to utilize the money zone. At least that's what I recommend. All right. If you find a strategy that works for you, because again, AIRO has 10 strategies. But if you already have a strategy or you find a different way to trade that works for you, then use it. The tool is here to be just that, a tool to help you with your journey on trading Forex. All right. There are strategies that are there. They're there for beginners. Do they work? Yes. I use these strategies on my calls all the time. I also use other advanced techniques on my calls as well, as I try to help educate those others. All right. But the strategies work. I've used almost every strategy on a London session. The reason I haven't used all of them is because there's one strategy that only works during New York session. All right. If you watch the strategy videos, you know which one I'm talking about. All right. So 9 out of 10 strategies can be used anytime. There's only one, though, that only works during New York session within a specific 2-hour time window. All right. AIRO properties, yes, didn't work. Doesn't do anything. If you want to make changes and you mess things up, you got to submit a ticket. So I'm going to tell you. All right. So I just went over that. All right. The colors are what they are. If you're worried about changing colors, come on, that's the small, minute deals. That has nothing to do with trading. All right. So leave things as is. Follow the rules. Let's make some money. So let's learn. Let's change our life. All right. All right. Next, we're going to go over the dashboard. So let me close these out here. All right. Select this here. Pull up a chart. All right. Now I'm just going to show you how to add a dashboard. All right. So there are 2 steps to adding a dashboard. Step number 1 is after you open the chart, you want to come over to the templates folder and select blackout. That's step number 1. All right. Step number 2 is select file. I'm sorry, not file. Select the navigator. So gold folder with the gold star here. All right. Come down here to expert advisors, hit the plus sign, open up expert advisors, double click dashboard, AIRO dashboard. You want to come to common. Don't worry about the about, there's nothing there. Come to common, and you want to check mark all 4 of these icons here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Enable alerts, allow live trading, all right. Allow DLL imports, all right. And allow import of external experts. All right. Once you selected those 4, next you want to go to inputs. All right. You want to go to inputs. All right. I'm going to walk you through what the inputs mean. Number 1, pairs trading. This is where you select which pairs the dashboard is going to monitor. So you want to double click on this here. You see that the drop down icon here pops up. Select that and you'll see your own pair list. So you can create your own list. The core 7, which is the 7 most traded Forex pairs. Core 14 is the 14 most traded. And then all 28 is all 28 standard currency pairs, except for the exotics, are what they call it, the exotics. All right. And then, of course, you can go here and select just AUD pairs, just Euro pairs, just the Great Britain pound pairs, whatever you want to. All right. I trade the 8 that I explained to you. I recommend 10. All right. And I will trade some of these Euros that I recommend. So I go to own pair list, and I'm going to walk you through setting up the dashboard with the 10 pairs that I recommend. All right. So after you select own pair list, you want to come down here to time frames to use. All right. You see these time frames match up with these right here on the chart. So I don't use any of these at all. I'm sorry. I don't use all of these. I'm sorry. I use some of these. So I double click and I delete the ones I don't use. All right. I only use H4, H1. I don't use M30. And I don't use M1. So you see here, M5, comma, no space, M15, comma, no space, H1, comma, no space, H4, comma, and then nothing at the very end. And the M's and the H's are capital, just like it is up here. If you input them in wrong, you're gonna have problems. Make sure you input them in correctly. All right. These are the only 4 time frames that I look at. That's it. And then next is own pairs. Here's where you want to select your own pairs. So I come in here and I double click and delete all the pairs. All right. I want to put in what I want to put in. So I'm going to put in the 10 pairs that I recommend you use AIRO with. First, there are 6 Great Britain pound pairs. Then there are 4 Euro pairs. So Great Britain pound, GBP, JPY. All capital, no space, comma, GBP, USD. All caps, no space, comma, GBP, AUD. All capital, no space, comma, GBP, NZD. All caps, no space, comma, GBP, CAD. All caps, no space, comma, GBP, CHF. All caps, no space, comma. Those are the 6 Great Britain pound pairs. Great Britain pound Japanese yen, Great Britain pound US dollar, Great Britain pound New Zealand dollar, Great Britain pound Canadian dollar, Great Britain pound Swiss franc. Oh, and I think I said it again, Great Britain pound Aussie dollar, AUD. All right. Next are the 4 euros. EUR GBP, all caps, no space, comma. EUR AUD, all caps, no space, comma. EUR JPY, all caps, no space, comma. All right. And then lastly is EUR NZD. All right. So that's the Euro Great Britain pound, the Euro Aussie dollar, the Euro Japanese yen, the Euro New Zealand dollar. The last one you put is all caps. Don't worry about a space, don't put a space, and don't put a comma. At the very end, leave it blank. All right. So whatever name your broker has for the symbol, for the pairs, you need to put it in exactly the way it's being put in. For example, if you trade US 30, and let's say US 30 on your broker is US 30 with a plus sign, you need to put in US 30 with the plus sign. If you just put in US 30, it's going to be wrong. All right. And I'll explain what I mean. So let's type in Euro NZD. I'll make the last D a lowercase d. All right. I'm going to show you what it looks like. All right. Next, you want to come down here to alert settings. Under allow alerts, this needs to be true. Under alert sound, false or true, doesn't really matter, it's up to you. And then alerts notify, true. All right. So the only one you need to worry about for sure is allow alerts and alerts notify. Both need to be true. Down here, template for new chart. Template for new chart needs to say, delete the default, type in AIRO, all capital, exactly the way it's spelled in the templates folder. If you do not put this here, the tool will not work correctly. All right. And the last, ADR, number of days. Double click that, 10. Once you select that, select OK. All right. Bada bing, bada boom. There it is. Here's the chart. Here's the dashboard popped up for you. As you can see, Euro NZD is grayed out. If I select this green box here, it takes me to the chart with AIRO on it. All right. Takes me to the chart with AIRO on it. All right. You see, it opened up a whole new chart as well. His first one's got a dashboard on it. His next one has the chart on it. So you can close this one out and just go back to the dashboard. The dashboard is meant to manage all the alerts for you. The alerts are arrows. So when an arrow pops up, if it's an up arrow, like this one here, boom, it's green. You see, it just turned 9 o'clock 2 minutes ago, and we had an alert for Euro GBP, green arrow. If it's a down arrow, it'll be red, and you select that. And it'll take you to, you see here, H1 Euro GBP. If I select this here, you see we're on the H1 chart, Euro GBP H1 chart. That's how it works. If you do not have AIRO under the new template where I told you to put it at, then when you select the template here, the chart, it'll just come up blank. That means you did not put in AIRO where you needed to. Lots of people do that. Make sure to follow the rules. Also, Euro NZD, all caps. I'll put the last letter D. You can see now it's grayed out. So now if I click these, you see it's all grayed out. It won't work. All right, it won't work. So to find out exactly how your broker has labeled each symbol or each pair, as we call them, you want to come to View, Symbols, and then bada bing, bada boom. Here are all the symbols in a different category. So let's say you're looking for indices. They're under index. Hit a plus sign, and you see all the index here. So you see this one is just regular US 30. This one is US 30.pro. So depending on which one you're trading, based on your broker, you need to either put US 30, that's it, all capital, like it says, US, or you need to do US 30.pro. Then the comma. All right. You have to put it in exactly the way your broker has it. Otherwise, it will not pop up. All right. Now, if you put in something wrong, you see it's grayed out, you need to change it. Simply put, you see up here in the right-hand corner here, where my mouse is at, it says AIRO dashboard. I have a smiley face. First of all, if you don't see a smiley face there, you need to turn on auto trading button right here. It needs to be green, not red. See if it's red, sad face. Very sad face. If it's on, green face. Smiley face. If you turn it on, it's green here, and you don't have a smiley face, you have not followed the rules. Select the smiley face or the sad face, come back to common, and select allow live trading. Allow live trading and auto trading must both be checked. If this is green under auto trading here and allow live trading is checked, it will be a smiley face. All right. Now, if you want to change anything, just select the smiley face, takes you back to the settings. All right, that's a shortcut. And then what you want to do is double click inside the pairs, come to the end, change that lowercase d to a capital, select OK. Give it a second here. Bada bing, bada boom. All right. That's it. So we're going to go over what everything stands for on the dashboard and what we've done. So under symbol, these will show you all the symbols that your dashboard is currently monitoring right now. All right. SPR. SPR is the spread. So what is the spread? Let's go look at it. Let's select this one right here again. You see here, it's already built into AIRO. You see there's a red line and a white line here. The red line is your ask. So if you select buy, it's going to put a buy at that red line. The white line is your bid. That's where when you place a sale, it's going to put your entry at that white line. The difference between the two, the gap right there, is your spread. All right. With indices, you want for your spread to be less than 3. All right. Because here's why. If this is my take profit here, both the red line and the white line must get above the purple line or my take profit line before my trade closes out. All right. If price gets here and the red line and white line open up, or if your spread is already huge, let's say you have a spread of like 50, all right, and you hit a buy. Well, your buy is going to be way up here, and your bid is going to be way down here. And then when the spread normalizes, then it'll normalize like this. And let's say you select buy, your entry, you see price is way down here now, but your buy is way up here. That's because you weren't paying attention to and you entered in when the spread was so far apart. All right. Got to be more careful. That right there is to help you identify when the spread is over 3, I'm sorry, or 3 or higher. If it's 3 or higher, you see that it's red, like GBP NZD here. All right. All right. If it's less than 3, it'll be white, like these here. Anything less than 3 is acceptable, at least in my eyes. All right. So that's my recommendation. That's why I put it at 3. All right. So that's what the spread is. It says you just spread. This is only for Forex pairs. All right. With indices and gold and all that, their spreads are wild. All right. You have to get used to those. All right. Next is daily open. This tells you from the open of the day. The new day starts every day at 4 p.m. Central. So from the open of the day, is price up or down and how many pips? So with GJ, price is down right now for the day, 3 pips. So where it opened up at, the price point, it's down below that by 3 pips. With Euro GBP, price opened up, and now, as of right now, it's up 20 pips from where it opened. All right. And then with weekly open, WLY open, that's weekly open, same thing, just from the week. The week starts Sunday, 4 p.m. Central. So Sunday, these numbers will stay the same until tomorrow, Monday, at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. Then the daily all resets, but the weekly keeps going. All right. So you see here, these are the same until tomorrow. Next is your ADR. What does ADR stand for? ADR stands for average daily range. Just the average number of pips over the last 10. Remember in the settings, I told you guys to put down ADR number of days at 10. So over the last 2 weeks, it's a 2-week rolling average. All right. So every day a new day pops up. The oldest day falls off, and you always have the newest 10 days average number of pips each pair moves. So you have the newest data. All right. So you see here that GBP NZD moves has been averaging 157 pip moves every day for the last 10 days. And you can see this number says 52. So far today, price has moved 52 of the 157 pips. average a day. All right. When it gets 75% of the way, so let's say the average number of days is 100, and let's say prices move 75 of the 100, it will turn yellow. That's 75%. When it hits 90% or more, it'll be red. That way, it's a visual. Everything I do is visual to help you understand and bring you aware to what is going on in the market. And there's multiple ways to use that information. Information is power. For me, if a pair, let's say the trend is up and it's already moved up 100% of the ADR, I'm not looking into that trade because the average for the last 2 weeks has been XYZ. Can it still keep going up and I can make money? Sure. But the probability is lessened. So I'm looking for a potential retrace, or I'm just not going to trade that pair altogether. All right. That's some of the information you can use with the ADR. All right. And then last but not least, you see here the time frames. All right. M5, 15, H1, H4. These are the ones that I selected. Of course, you can have as many as you want. Underneath it is a timer. It tells you how much time until the next candle for that time frame. So under M5, you can see here 4 minutes, and it's a little delayed to make sure that the resources weren't being used and didn't have a lag. 4 minutes, 9 seconds until the new minute 5 candle pops up. Under H4, you have 1 hour, 49 minutes, 3 seconds until the new H4 candle pops up. All right. And then underneath here are these black boxes. We've gone over these. If they're grayed out, you put in the pair wrong. All right. If they're black, great. You've done it right. You can select any pair, any time frame, it'll bring it up. All right. You see this is GE, BP, NZD, M15. We're there. Good to go. All right. If it lights up green, that means an arrow on that time frame for that pair popped up, an up arrow. If it's red, down arrow popped up. All right. You select that, you can see it. All right. No, it's already open. There it is. When you open it, you see down here, there's no icons. If I select that there, it opens up a whole new window. And you see down here now, you have the original Euro GBP chart with the dashboard on it. So what I recommend is select a pair to open up that you don't trade, and then put the dashboard on that chart. That way you don't accidentally close it. So when it opens up a new chart, like, all right, great, I don't want to see Euro GBP anymore. Close that, and now you're stuck with just your dashboard. All right. All right. That is it. Let me see if we got any questions here real quick. Q&A is clear. All right, guys, that's it. All right. Live sessions start tomorrow morning. All right, at 6:30 Eastern. No, I'm sorry, 7:30 Eastern with the Hot Guy Group. All right. So tomorrow is the first live session of the week with the Hot Guy Group. They are masters of the wedge. All right. They'll be on at 7:30 Eastern. All the links are in the back office. All right. And all links, if you're in the AIRO bag chat and in the AIRO announcements channel, you'll have all the links posted there. All right. If you're going to trade tonight, guys, make sure you trade responsibly. I will see you guys in the funny papers. Thanks.